Yeah. See? Million, no? Hey, I'm right next to his place. Nine o'clock.
Please rise. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
under the Texas flag,
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God,
one and indivisible.
Okay,
County Commissioners Court is now in progress.
okay, before we start, I'd like to recognize our new sheriff, Guy Baker. He was appointed, he's our new Jim Wells County Sheriff. Cindy Garcia will be our new county auditor. And George Aguilar is Precinct 1 Commissioner. Welcome, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway, okay, line item number 3, it's public testimony. Anybody not on the agenda may appear before the court at this time. The sheriff? Are you gonna represent a line item? Is that what it is? Okay. Okay, line item number 4, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from the previous meeting.
Motion to approve?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Line item passes. Line item number 5. Okay, presentation of grant request by Constable Precinct 3 Jim Long for flood safety LPR equipment through the Office of Governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice Division. Resolution included as part. Grant request submission of Constable Precinct 3 Annual Racial Profile Report for 2024 as required by Texas Occupation Code number 1701-164. Jim?
Morning.
Yes.
Morning.
I believe sometime in December, approached Commissioners Court and they recommended applying for a grant for the cameras from the Office of the Governor. That's what I wish to do at this time. It's 100% funded, no expense to the county.
This is a presentation.
Yeah, it's I know what you're talking about, exactly what you're talking about. It's got on the agenda, but it's a presentation. It's not an action item.
Yeah, it needed to read present.
I don't know if you have to put it on the agenda again, you know.
Will do.
Yeah, because it's only
It's a presentation. That's the way it got it on the agenda.
That's how she typed it, yes, sir. Also, second part of the agenda that I had for my line item was a presentation of the racial profiling report. It's not an action item, just a presentation as required by TCOLE.
Right,
And, I mean, if y'all want to see a copy of it, I have one.
right. You could, we need a copy of it, Isabel? Yes. Yeah, I think she'll need a copy. Thank you, Jim. I think those two items should have been separated. You know, the presentation was,
I have them separated when I packaged the agenda.
okay, I sure appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
We'll skip to line item number 7, discuss, consider, take actions for Real Incorporated on a presentation of the Real Multimodal Transit Facility and a contribution to be used for the 12-inch water line extension on County Road 1554.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Martin?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
State your name for the records.
My name is Martin Ornelas. I work with Real Incorporated. I oversee transportation services. Also with me is Ms. Gloria Ramos, our executive director, and Pam Hernandez, our manager of mobility services. It is a pleasure to be here before you. I come with good news. I'm not asking for anything. Not yet.
Very good news.
Not yet, right? Not yet. But I do want to share with you the almost $30 million investment being made in Rancho Alegre.
What's the amount?
Almost 30 million, 29.9 the entire project costs. And so we're very excited about it. Commissioner Aguilar, welcome to the court.
Thank you, sir.
And what a project to start working on your first day. So we're looking forward to that. I do have a short presentation. I don't know if it's already up. If not, I'll dance a little bit more before that happens. But what I'm about to show you, what you see is what we're getting. This is, I've been before this court in the past to show you plans, hopes, dreams. Now with God's help, this is what we're constructing. Our construction partner is Brodus Construction, and our future address is 349 Farm to Market, 1554 in Alice. If we can go to the next slide. I'd like to refer briefly. Yes.
On that fence there, is that a retention pond that y'all planned there? Or?
Yes, there are 2 retention ponds in the entire facility.
Okay, I was just noticing that. Okay, thank you.
Correct. I want to frame, we can go to the next slide. I want to frame what we do at Real. It's all rooted in our mission of who we are and how we see our role in supporting rural communities. And first and foremost, our goal is to the dignified quality of life for rural residents. We honor the value, worth, and dignity of all. And above all, we see ourselves as a leading regional rural organization by providing community-driven solutions. And so, I'd like to go to the next slide and give you a brief Real by numbers. We've been in existence for 52 years, going on 53 years. We have a workforce of approximately 175 employees, the majority of which are in Jim Wells County. And we operate key community programming. Our food pantry, with the support of this court, we were able to launch that more effectively. We operate 7 housing facilities, 2 adult case centers, health services, a clubhouse center for adults with mental illness, and our robust 9-county rural transportation services. As you know, and you might have seen, our small buses moving around town called Real Flash, Uber-like, $2 each way. Anybody watching or listening, you can call 361-668-3158, and we can take you somewhere and guaranteed within 30 minutes pickup within the Alice Rancho Alegre zone. So we're very pleased with that, as well as our larger service hours that we've extended from 5 in the morning to 8 p.m. Previously it was 8 to 5, so our growth continues, and we're very, very happy with that. But I'd like to go to the next slide and again, just show you the visuals of how the facility will be looking like. You see this from the entrance on Farm to Market 1554, which was the previous picture shown. We can go to the next one. Here's a more accurate picture of the entire complex. What you see in the complex is, in the front part, a 40,000 combined square footage facility. The central portion of the 2 wings in the administrative operations area will be a regional training center with a capacity up to 175 individuals. And we do see that as taking the lead in convening other transit systems coming into the area and benefit from this facility. On the far right side, you see a wash bay and a fuel station. And if you move over to the left, a fully functional maintenance facility with 3 bays for the maintenance of our 82 vehicle fleet. It will have park and ride. It will have electric vehicle charging station, as well as the capacity to meet the needs and connect county, city residents and the region to the larger intercity bus system throughout the entire state of Texas, as well as to the eastern seaboard. We're very proud to be able to present this to you, and we've taken every consideration possible to ensure the safety of everyone. And if I may, Commissioner, as you're talking about the retention pond, you'll see that fence to prevent anyone possibly getting hurt. We take that very seriously. We do envision in the future this will also be a warming station as well as a cooling station, depending on the weather. So we're equipped to adapt to changing needs, and certainly we envision in the future also be able to host quinceañeras and weddings. So start getting on the calendar after June of 2026. We hope to be able to have that available. If we can go to the next one. This one gives us a much closer shot of the retention pond and the actual view from the street sign as you enter into the facility. If we can go to the next one. In the central portion, there's a plaza. On the left wing is where the bottom floor is for all passenger amenities. We will be having, at this point, vending machines and the like. And again, we do see the connections to the intercity bus system. And so the hours will be quite flexible when the buses run through the area. It is strategically located in the western part and connects to Highway 281 or future I-69 as Texas continues progressing and advancing in that particular direction. If we can go to the next one, where you see the South Plaza and the aerial view from above of what you'll be able to see. We'll be able to house a fleet of 82 vehicles, plus our current workforce that I'm sure if any of you have stopped by our facilities, you'll have to park 3 blocks away to simply be able to report to work. So we're hoping now we're going to walk 3 blocks away, but it'll be in our own parking lot and not disturb our neighbors as needed. If we can go to the next one, this is the actual entrance to the facility itself. It's to the side where we planned on hosting hopefully all of you sooner than later, and certainly in our groundbreaking as well as in our grand opening for the state of Texas. Be aware that there is no facility like this being constructed in the state of Texas. And so we are fortunate that we have lots of eyes looking at us, and we take pride in making sure that when we say Alice is buena gente, we really do mean Alice is buena gente. And we'll be ensuring that as we connect to the larger Texas system, that our system is in par with all the systems in the urban areas as well as in the rural areas. If we can go to the next slide, that you see the view from the back. As we said, there will be a park and ride. The intention is also to connect the residents into the airport system so that vehicles could be left there safely and take their flight and then be returned back to their location promptly. We can go to the last one. This is the drop-off location where passengers and all their amenities will be hosted there under a canopy for the weather. And certainly know that the start of this process more than 11 years ago stemmed from the realization that the current stop for anyone getting onto the bus system, you were waiting outside a gas station. And we actually were driving by and it was horrible weather, and there was a mom with her 2 kids out in the rain waiting for the bus. And so we knew that we had a responsibility to do something, and while the dream took 11 years, what's another 1.5 years for its completion? If we can go to the next one, and that will be our current maintenance facility. And we've already made sure with our maintenance staff that there is no barbecue pit allowed near the maintenance facility, at least not at the start, maybe later on, but at first know that that's where we envision all our vehicles being fully maintained for the benefit of the riding public. So now this is where I'm not asking you, I'm sharing with you that the total project cost from start to end at this point is $29.933217 million. Construction cost alone, $27,249,562. We have partnered with TxDOT and FTA and have secured the funding to be able to support this major construction project. And so I know that while Real has been around for 52 years, I'm sure that Real will be around for an additional 52 years beyond this point. There is a need, right? If we can go to the next slide, please focus on my explanation rather than on my graphics skills, in that there's no water line running through there yet, right? We certainly had hoped that there would be advancement of other water line projects in the area, but that's not the case yet, hence the challenge where we're in. If you look at the red square on the left side, there is a 12-inch line running down there. To frame it for you, that's Highway 281 on the left, 1554 running across. If you look at the corner of 1554 and McMaster's, there's also a 12-inch line running down on an existing project. That project is able to extend further west, approximately 200 to 300 feet of a 12-inch line. Then it goes into a residential 2-inch line. That's where you see that green line that ends right where the orange line is. So there's no water to us. So our construction cannot begin until we know what the water source is going to be for this future development. We've already met with the marshal, and for us to adequately begin construction and not come to a halt. And for those that have experience with construction much more than I know that construction can never come to a halt because time is money. And so we don't want to do that. What we're looking towards the future is saying how we can run that orange or yellow line with a water line. Certainly for our particular needs, it's access to the water lines in front of our facility. But I think that this county has the leadership to look forward into the future. In transit, for every dollar invested, there's a $6 return. So if you do a simple math of a $30 million investment, 6 times 30 million is 180 million potential dollars of investment in the area. That is what transit brings. So when you look at that magnitude of future investment and the possible cost for a water line extension, that is what needs to be factored in. I certainly don't have concrete figures for you yet, but I do know that we will be in contact with the county because we do see this as an opportunity for the county to continue its growth in an area where we know an investment of this magnitude will greatly improve the quality of life for the residents and those that we serve. And so I do want to leave you with the thought in looking forward to a solution, because we do believe that together, not only were we successful in raising the 27.7 million, that whatever it's going to be for the water line extension, we'll be successful in doing so. I thank you for your attention. If we can go to the next slide, I do want to leave you again. We wanted a larger pole so that from anywhere in the highway you could see our Texas flag there. But then when we found out it would cost $150,000 to dig it deep enough, we said we'll settle for smaller flag poles and having it there. But I do want to go to the final slide and let you know that this is an effort not just of Real, but those that we serve, but also a number of different entities. Our architectural firm, Able City, our lead engineering firm, Parra and Associates, as well as our construction company, Brodus Construction. So we're happy where we're at, and we look forward to being able to talk to the court a little bit further with concrete information, see how to resolve this small dilemma. I'll call it a little hiccup, but we'll find a solution. I'd be happy to answer any questions the court may have, but again, what you see is what you get. Are there any questions?
I look forward to working with you guys and making it possible, making it a reality, actually.
Absolutely, absolutely. I look forward to that, Commissioner.
Question.
Yes, sir.
So the main construction company, do they plan to hire local contractors to help them construct this facility?
Absolutely. We know that we have a very aggressive DBE goal as imposed by TxDOT to us, it's at 15.9%. And we have discussed it with them that it is critically important that as many of the resources stay in this community for this magnitude of investment. I could certainly provide you more information because we do know that it's important that the resources stay here in our own communities.
That'd be something great. The dollars can stay in local area, and it'll benefit the residents, and it'll benefit the county. At the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any other questions?
Is the retention pond just for local flood control, or is there an inlet from some other source?
At this point, it's self-sufficient. There are some county efforts with other ponds in the area. Our timelines never aligned, and so we needed to be self-sufficient in our current ponds. But the intent towards the future is to connect to the larger water mitigation efforts that are taking place in the region. There are 2 retention ponds, the front one and then the one in the rear. The rear is envisioned as a temporary pond, but temporary is contextual. Right? Temporary for a year, 5 years, 10 years, it could still be temporary. Any other questions? I hope we started off the year good because it's $30 million. That's a pretty good.
It's an encouragement. Thank you so much.
Above all, sir, it's a gift from God. So we're very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin.
Line item number 8. Discuss, consider, take action to accept the 2024 continuing education transcript for Jim Wells County Tax Assessor and Collector Maria Mary C. Lozano, ID number 226322, as proof of compliance of hours for tech for the period of 2024, from January 2024 to January to December 2024. Okay.
I am Mary Lozano, Tax Assessor and Collector, and I am here to prove that I have met my education requirements of the period of January the 1st, 2024 through December the 31st, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Thank you so
Items
much,
presented.
Mary. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mary. Motion to approve. Items presented.
Okay, discuss, consider, take action to open bids for RFQs for engineering
We gotta
services.
take a vote. I made a motion, second. We gotta take a vote on the item, Mary. We gotta take a vote on Mary's.
Motion,
It says
Take
discuss
action.
and consider, take action.
Take action.
But we don't have to, I mean, it does say that. So go on.
Well, it says take action. You're probably right. We do this probably
We
doesn't
can
even.
table it if that's an alternative.
It was just an
Well,
informal.
she's got the transcript. It probably doesn't, it probably just needs to be filed with the clerk. But it's on, I mean, it's on the agenda, so, as an action item, so I think we're safe for
You
having
want-
a vote. having-
Can we table it for the next meeting or
No, we just take a vote on it.
go ahead with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Discuss, consider, take action to grant final approval. I know, okay, I'm on the wrong one now. Discuss, consider, take action to open bids, RFQs for engineering services related to the 2025 Texas Department of Transportation Alternative Program for the unincorporated community of Bembo, Texas sidewalk project.
So,
Okay. Open that for me. Yeah, Lucho, can you open a couple of them? There you go. Okay. Okay, the first one's from Colored Engineering. Okay. Okay, the grant amount is approximately 900,000, is that? And, I think that, the grant amount is 500,000, then and then it goes on to say that, well, these are the qualifications. They really, this ones need to go actually to our review committee.
Yeah.
Because, really,
We're just
it's
gonna
really
acknowledge
hard
them.
to understand them. So I would recommend that we just pass them over to the review committee.
Perhaps mention the name of each of the.
Yeah, I'll mention the names. This was Colored Engineering. And, which was that one?
How many were they?
This was SWG Consulting Engineering. That's the second one. There's 6 of them, yes. I don't know the name of this one. Oh, Boswell. Live, okay. Boswell, the engineering, I guess. That's what it is. And here's the third one. There's 2 more. Rockawicz Engineering. Adura Engineering. Is there another one? Okay. Fulcrum Consulting Services. That's a 6 with Liz. You got 6 of, yeah, okay. I think that was the last one. We're gonna turn it over to our review committee, that they can make better sense of it. Okay. The item was to take action to open the bids, so we don't have to make a determination today of who got it. They were giving it to the review committee. That's the way it works, right?
You got Haley there. Haley, you got any questions? Can you hear me, Haley?
Yes, sir. Good morning. I did just want to add a quick note that the preliminary applications are due on February 21st. Just so the court is aware.
Yeah. We might have to have an emergency meeting to open to award the bids. Isabel, you might want to put that in your agenda. Thank you so much.
21st.
I know, but our next meeting is January 24th. Would that be, ask her if that's enough time?
Our next meeting's January
On the
24th,
24th,
you
right?
said? So it should be enough time, no?
I think that should be enough time because we have already developed the project. So we have a potential route in mind. Once the engineer is selected, we would like to schedule a site visit with them, go out, walk the route, and make sure we're still headed in the same direction.
Okay.
So
31st,
we could
31st?
schedule a meeting
What's Friday now?
before then. Isabel,
24th?
Isabel, we can schedule a meeting before then, to open, to award the bids. Before the 24th? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Haley.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, but the review committee will review it right away, it doesn't take like that. We can put it on the agenda Wednesday for the 24th. It's deadline's Wednesday, right, Isabel?
What's a good day for it, Isabel?
Tuesday. The agenda gets posted Tuesdays for the Friday
I
meeting.
said, no, but a deadline for us to turn in the agenda, to turn in the request.
February 21st.
It's a week before, right?
Yeah, maybe we can schedule one next week or at the end of the week. Okay, just let us know when the meeting's gonna be. Thank you. Okay, line item number 10.
We gotta make a, action, right? Thomas in 11? No, sorry. Yeah, it's a,
Yeah,
it's a action item.
A motion to accept the.
Item,
the
I
six
make a motion
bids.
to accept item number 9 is presented to allow the bids to go to the committee.
Second motion.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Okay, line item number 10. Discuss, consider, take action to grant final approval of a plat of 4.405 acre tract designated as Stripes subdivision of the city of Fremont, located northwest of Interstate US 281 Relief Route and northeast 8th Street. You had that one, Mark?
Commissioners, yeah, this is the second part of our two-step process to approve, proposed plats. Everything is in order. I drove through there yesterday. They've already broken ground. They're moving dirt, leveling everything. And so this will be the second, truck stop / convenience store, because there's already the Circle K on the east side of 281. So everything is in order, and they just need this to be approved by the Commissioners Court, and then the city can proceed to annex at that location. So I recommend that you all approve this.
Motion to approve item number 10 is presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Okay, the line item passes. Motion, okay. Line item 11, discuss, consider, take action to authorize RFQs for compliance bids proposal for the purchase and removal of a 27 by 48 frame building currently serving as the precinct office of Justice of the Peace and Constable Precinct number 3, Sandia, Texas. I think they have where they currently are, that we need to remove that building. That's what it is. So
I make a motion to approve item number 11 is presented.
Second.
there's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, line item 12, discuss, consider, take action to fill vacancy and hire a full-time grant administrator for Jim Wells County Courthouse. The only thing I can say on this line item would be that last year we hired a part-time administrator. Remember that we did hire a part-time administrator, and I think the intent here is to make her full-time. That's what I gather.
That would be, Norma.
Yeah, just a reminder, Commissioners Court, adopted the 2025 budget. There is a full-time position for grant administrators. We've never had it before, so it is on the budget and it's funded, so just.
So we have the numbers of what it takes to hire the numbers and the qualifications. We have all the job descriptions. We have everything that she's already doing the job. So we hired her part-time last year, and I think the intent here is to try to, make her full-time. Is that pretty much what it is, Cindy?
Right, yeah, I believe Commissioners Court was discussing lots of officials when grant administrator was heavily discussed and needed for the county, because the county is tendering to so many grants. And right now, a bunch of different offices are handling them, so this will centralize that, those duties to one person. And the streamline will be run much smoother, so we highly recommend the position.
I think she's done a great job for us. She handled all the ARPA funds, and she's done a great job for us.
I
And
agree
it's only
with
fair that she, continue doing it for us. I would advise that if we could get her some training or whatever, get her involved in grant.
I agree with Commissioner Gonzalez. I think she's doing a great job with what she's doing. Now it's just gonna be more duties. I think she's overwhelmed with what she's doing right now, and I think it's a good idea to go ahead and take her to full-time. I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept item number 12 is presented. Oh, no, I'm sorry, yes, 12, yes.
Second.
Well, there's no name.
I'm sorry, make a motion to accept item number 12 to present, Norma Salas to, become the new, grant administrator for Jim Wells County.
Second.
Do we discuss, it's already budgeted, right? The pay?
The amount is budgeted already, so if y'all are gonna accept that amount.
Yeah, okay.
Cindy, is this in addition to the part-time position, or is it an upgrade?
It's just an upgrade.
So we're not gonna leave another one unfilled? Okay.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Yes.
So motion and second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Line item passes. Okay, line item 13, discuss, consider, take action to allow County Auditor Cindy Garcia to be the Visa Administrator for Prosperity Bank. I think Noe was doing it, and now it's your
We
turn.
can't order anymore until
Right.
the bank has it.
So I make a motion to.
Second.
approve. There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Line item passes. Line item 14, discuss, consider, take action to amend general fund by removing a secretary position from 12,560,105,00 in the amount of $19,010 salary secretary. This position will not be filled. Go ahead,
Yes, I just want the court to know this for the sheriff's office. We're looking to use that salary to help with the adding more for the deputies' salaries, to adjust some of those. That's the reason. And I do believe that with the secretaries that we have, we're going to be able to continue to do the job needed.
So you have no intent of hiring another one?
Not with the current budget that I have.
Yeah, okay, because our budgets are tight, so
Yes, sir.
keep that in mind.
And just a word of caution, Mr. Baker, is that, in the past, we've had people come over and do away with one position, get the money, and then later on, they come back and ask for that position again. So word of caution is that
Won't be this year.
we just want to make sure that you're saying not replacing it, so we just make sure that
Yes, sir.
it's not going to be replaced.
That's
I'll make
correct.
a motion to accept items presented.
Second,
Well, I just have one question, because shouldn't this have been more of a budget transfer? Because it doesn't say where the money's going to.
It-
So I had advised, on the transfers, because they would have to address this before they, he has a transfer line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Line item number 6 gonna have
Skipped it.
the
Two
transfers.
steps. Does this include fringe too?
Yes, I did give the figures for it.
Okay,
Right.
because that would have to be
Right.
to support the deputy. In other words, you'd have to transfer the fringe too to support the
Yeah,
deputy.
well, the fringe will stay the same. The fringe will stay the same.
But it's not in a different line item like for,
Yeah, so his intent, which is in a little bit bigger, is to move, and the next line item will be, they all kind of run hand in hand. So those will all run hand in hand to where he's wanting to move, those salaries.
All to the deputy positions. Now, I just want to make it clear to the court, we're not able to add deputies. This is just a fix in the budget that I saw there was an issue that we were going to go over into the red, so we had to move money. Not that I'm adding any
Yeah, it's a.
positions. I'm just moving from one line item into another so that we don't go over that line item.
We're good?
that was my, just,
Okay.
because I just don't want to evaporate a position and then then the question is, where does that money go? Does it go back into the general fund or to a different line item within the?
We're going back to line item number 6, and we'll take care of that one.
Got you.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Everybody indicate by saying aye, or
Aye.
Aye.
all opposed, same sign. Line item passes. 15, line item number 15, discuss, consider, take action to amend general fund by removing jail cook position for line item 560, 15000, 14, for the amount of $14,796.
Just for the court, this is a similar situation as 14. We have one full-time cook. We also have, we have a part-time that wasn't filled. But at this time, due to the current budget, and to maintain our deputies and the fringe benefits and everything that we have to move that money. We'll be fine with that one cook at this time for this year's budget.
So right now, you can do without a.
Yes, we have inmates that can, inmate that does also help. So we're able to adjust if necessary. We can handle with just one cook.
Motion to approve item 15 is presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Let me go to line item number 6. Which probably will kind of know where the money's going from and from where. Okay, consent agenda items will be voted upon in one vote and will not be discussed separately unless requested by county judge, commissioner, or a citizen. And I think all the transfers are okay, Cindy.
Right, yes, reviewed them, met with the, actually, all three are from the, appointed, elected officials. Each one of them had a little bit, different assignments, they wanted to restructure their office. So the monies are all approved as far as,
So-
with y'all's recommendation, and there is no changes
Yes, so what we did on line item 15 and 16 justifies the changes, right?
I've got, Cindy, look at the end of number 6. It looks like salary jail cook to deputies is on there double. And is it 2 positions or did they just?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then also, the secretary's number doesn't match, the $19,010 doesn't match up with one,
If you add,
unless it's broken down
yeah,
into
it's
2.
broken down, that
Okay.
plus the, 2403.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's okay, but that other one, it's got the salary jail cook twice.
That one has, so that would be number 4 is a double, right? Is that what you?
Right, right. So as long as you specify.
Excluding
number 4, yeah, yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept item number 6 is presented with the exception of item number 4.
A second. I was reading.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Line item number 16. Discuss inmate medical health care insurance plan, I'm sorry.
Yes, I just want to ask the court to see if I know I think this has already been discussed. I was kind of see if we had made any movement on it. I know that right now we're trying to get the inmates and taking them to Dr. Villarreal. The issue is that she probably has about 2 openings per month for over 100 inmates. So that's not feasible. When we can't take them to a doctor, then, and if the nurse then doesn't know for sure, we have to take them to the emergency room, which is going to stack up a lot of bills. With this plan, I believe it's pretty close to the amount that was spent last year. But with this plan here, we have a doctor, it's like a telemed. So let's say at night, when we don't have 24-hour nurses. If they can see the doctor and talk to the doctor over whatever system they use over the internet, then they can also tell them, well, you can wait till you see the nurse in the morning, and then she can provide these services, and we don't have to send them to the emergency room. That happens a lot. They all want to go see the doctor all the time. There's also a drug plan that's included with this that will be paying a lot less for the prescription drugs than we would if we go to the emergency room. I think that this is going to save us money, but even if this contract, even if it ends up being about the same amount of money, what it does, more importantly, is it saves us liability. So the company takes on all the liability. They will also hire the 2 nurses that we have, the one full-time and the one part-time, and they will take on, and also the county will save those fringe benefits. So we need to also take into account the amount of man hours that we spend sending correctional officers to the emergency room and sitting there, even deputies just sitting there with them. So there's a lot of savings here that not necessarily are seen. So I would just kind of wanted to discuss that, or let the court discuss that. That's what we would like to see happen. And in particular, we haven't been able to find a doctor that will be able to see, like Dr. Lopez did, like he would see the patient or the inmate the next day, or we just don't have that right now.
How does that work? We have our own RN, right, at the county?
So we have 2 nurses, one,
At what point do they decide to take them to the doctor?
so usually it happens that, well, if the nurse can't determine, so a doctor can talk to the person and make a better decision as to whether or not he has to see a doctor or not. And that's could be done through telemed. He can also prescribe medication that they might need. Like they say, we bring in a diabetic, but they didn't bring in his medication. We're going to have to take him to the emergency room so that he can see a doctor so they can prescribe him that medication. That's going to be a big bill. This is going to be included in that contract. Secondly, the nurse isn't, we don't have a nurse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So at night, if someone has a stomach ache, well, we have the ability to call up the doctor or a nurse practitioner, and they can then speak with the inmate and see what the symptoms are, and they'll make the determination as to whether or not they need to go to the emergency room. A lot of times, they'll just say, you're okay until the morning, you'll see the nurse in the morning. But, and if they do need to go to the emergency room, obviously we'll have to pay that bill and they will send them.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to find out is, when is that decision made from the, is it an RN or LVN?
LVNs, so
LVNs.
that's
So when
part,
is that decision made to say, okay, you need to go to the doctor? Because you have an LVN that's doctoring them. So at what point do we say, okay, you gotta go to the doctor?
whenever she says so, because we're not medical professionals. So if the LVN is not sure, she's gonna err on the side of caution and she's gonna send them to the doctor. That's why it's important to have them speak to a doctor in this contract. Our doctor, if we had this contract, could speak to them and, talk to them about what their symptoms are, see what their medical history is, and then he can make, as a doctor, not an LVN, as a doctor, he could then make a recommendation. And if something were to happen, they're liable for that. They cover that. We don't.
Then
They
we
have the
take-
insurance.
So then we take them in the morning to the doctor, to the local office, and we have to take a deputy with them and stuff like that. The doctor doesn't come to us, right?
The doctor does not come to us. That's it. Now, he can, like I said, he can treat them if the doctor feels like he can treat them without having to physically see them, which is becoming pretty common. I mean, I do tell them that. He can prescribe medication, he can do all of these things, which will save us, save us money. But if he determines that they do need to actually go to the emergency room because they're having a serious problem like a heart attack or something like that, well, we still have to pay that bill.
And that's what, I guess, the question, the reason I was asking that is because when the last ones that we had to put a bid in there, which was only one doctor, he was out of state. And I go, well, how is he gonna?
In-
Robert Waldrop, Jimos County Chief Deputy. So they do the telehealth. So that way they're able to observe the inmate and say, okay, hey, they'll be okay, but tomorrow they need to go see the doctor. That way they can actually physically go see the doctor. But they'll observe the inmate at that time and determine whether, hey, no, he's okay, just give him some medicine, and then, or what steps to take after that.
Robert, I know when we got that bid, we were waiting for the new sheriff to come in. We kind of set it aside and went with urgent care for the meantime. Is that proposal still open?
Yes, they've actually been in contact asking what the updates were. I actually talked to one of the consultants for the company last week, asking where we were at. So
Okay.
that's why we put on the agenda.
And the second question is at the proposed amount that they're requesting for the annual service, is it budgeted?
It is over the budget that we have.
So we'd have to move some money if we accept that proposal. How much is the difference?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I have to get back to you.
And they also do lab work, so that way we're not having to send the inmates to go get lab work. Those LVNs even though they would train our LVNs, if they don't have the certifications to do lab work, they have the capability to do the lab work there. So draw the blood and then send it to the lab. They're inside the jail. So that also helps us having to get officers to transport to go to the labs. And they also provide a mobile x-ray truck. So instead of having to take it to the radiologist, they can do it there too.
Robert, I think, I know you weren't here the last time we discussed it, but I think we went into a discussion on it. Is it still the understanding that the local nurses now that y'all have would be eliminated if they offered a job with
Correct.
company?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we need to factor that in because that'll be some savings.
Because that was another factor that we would have had. I think I had rough figures at the
Yeah.
time.
And that would actually, that would also help us because the part-time nurse is being paid out of forfeiture as well. So we only really have one full-time, so the forfeiture stayed
Can I
at
say that it sounds like a real good plan and, but it's not an action item. I suggest that we put it on the same, agenda with opening of the bids and go from there. And then we can have a better discussion. And, in the meantime, you know, you might wanna, I would like to see the plan so I can see something in writing, so I can have better questions.
I believe
But,
whenever it first got, I think December, it was to discuss, consider, take action. I think it got tabled, correct?
Yes,
So
because
do
we
we have
only
to
had one
resubmit
bid,
it?
and it was out of state, and it was way over our budget, right?
No, as long as the company is still willing to honor it, we don't have to go out for bids again.
Okay.
We can do that. And then that proposal they submitted, Commissioner, that should have all the information you need.
Okay,
Once Cindy runs the numbers, what we have budgeted versus what their proposed price is, less the savings of the two nurses that were gonna go off our payroll and go onto
Right.
theirs.
and I understand all of that, but let's put it on our next,
yeah, no, it
on
can't
our
have-
next, meeting, which would be like next few days. And we'll go from there. I think it sounds like a real good plan, actually, but I'm really not willing to approve it or approve your plan yet until we have further, make it an action item, actually.
To me, for whatever it's worth, I think we need to make contact with the local doctors here and invite them to look into the bidding format, and if they're interested in it, to debate on it,
I do know that many of the doctors in town that have been contacted, some of them will say yes. The issue that we're having, like Dr. Villarreal, and I think that urgent care just said no, right, Robert? They just said no. But, and some of the doctors have said no, but some of the ones that have said yes, the issue that we're having is they have 2 openings a month with, and we have 100 and something inmates, so it's not doing us any good. It is.
Well, I guess the reason I'm just saying that is just to give them an equal
Oh, sure.
opportunity. And if you can't do it, well, at least we offered it to you, and
Oh,
now
absolutely.
we can justify to everybody else that, well, we offered it, they weren't interested, and
Yes, sir.
we can clear the air on that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
Okay, line item 17, discuss, consider, take action to approve an interlocal agreement, agency agreement between Falfurrias Police Department and Jim Wells County Sheriff's Department.
Yes, sir. So we were contacted about the Falfurrias, the chief of police. They have a lot of lap over because their county, their city limits is our county line. There's a lot of lap over crime that is happening in Fremont and Falfurrias. So for us to be able to work operations jointly and be covered, then we need this agreement before, so that we can work together and they can come over on our side.
And that's
Similar
good.
to the other agreements that we
And
have.
that's gonna include, when we talked about it the last time we met, the interlocal agreement we have with the city of Fremont, and that there were some
Yes.
issues on, there were giving out speeding tickets, and you said that agreement shouldn't be that, it should be just for
Yeah.
drug, interdiction.
Yeah, so that's what all of this is about, and I did make that clear. I will reiterate that with the chief, that, it's not to be patrolling, making speeding tickets. This is just for cooperation and investigations and,
But is there such an agreement that we can do that, Mr. Guerrero?
I haven't seen it.
Because I know that when I talked to the JP, because I went to confirm with the JP, she said, no, they are giving tickets and they're giving them to the city,
And
so.
the problem with that was that their ticket writer they were set up just to send to the municipal court.
Yeah.
And so they were writing tickets outside the city limits and trying to send them to the city judge in Fremont, rather than the JP.
right. And I believe when we talked about that, I didn't know at the time that, but I suggested that probably was the issue, is that once we went to these electronic ones, whenever you dock, it's not like the old days where you write it down and you can send it wherever you want. It's, I don't know if they're programmable, maybe we could do that, but in this case, with Well, what is, they may use speeding as a probable cause if we needed to stop someone to, because they're part of an investigation. But as far as writing speeding tickets, that's not what this agreement is for. It would, I could talk to them about that if this is not something the court wants. We can get clarification on that, but we can add that in there. I think we can add that.
If it's acceptable, you know, that we
We
agree on.
can't tell them whether or not they can or cannot write a citation, right? So I think the issue is where that citation is being sent to. So it needs to be sent to the proper court. It needs to be sent to the JP's office if they're working out in the county.
Yeah.
Now, once they annex that area, then if that's part of their city limits, they can write that to the municipal court.
Well, no, this is outside the annex area.
Okay, yeah, so
But it was, the JP brought it forward to me and she said, hey, what's going on here?
and what we'll do is, because we do have, in the past, we've had handwritten warning books and citation books as well that state that it's the Sheriff's Office Coalition. We'll make sure that they get a book for citations and warnings. That way it does go to the.
We can still do the handwritten.
Okay.
So we
They
can
just-
still
they just have
accept
to
them.
make sure that they do their part when it comes to all the
Yeah.
racial profiling.
I'll entertain a motion.
Second. Second motion.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
All right, we'll make the motion.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Sheriff.
I'll make the motion. All right.
Okay, line item number 18, discuss, consider, take action on payrolls and bills submitted by the county auditor with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
All right.
All opposed, same sign. Line, motion passes. Okay,
If we can we go back to the open discussion? Public testimony number 3?
yeah, go
I
ahead.
just want to announce that, last week, the PAX out of Corpus Christi called us and they donated about 26 bags of dog food, which in turn, we're going to donate them to the dog pound here in Alice. So this is our second time they donate this to us,
Okay.
and we're passing it on to City of Alice, just to make that aware.
Very good.
I have something to say. I have an issue that I found out about maybe last week. You know, as previously, I came to Commissioner's Court, and there is a limit to a outgoing commissioner on spending. I think it was $5,000. So I received a bill from a previous commissioner from Southern Tire Mart for the excess of $11,000. You know, my point of view is previous commissioner should have taken or asked for estimates before work would have been done, because this really affects my budget this coming year. So I just wanted to say, put that out there in public. Thank you.
Although we can't discuss the matter, but if you place it on the next agenda item, you know, we can probably take it down. Maybe we can put it on the same agenda as our as the opening of the bids. Okay, the last item is to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
There's a motion to adjourn. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.